I'm Andrew,
And I'm Brian.
and welcome to the Triad DECA podcast.
Hello, welcome back. This is our second podcast. So for the first half of the podcast, we'll talk about the DECA Idea Challenge, and then we'll talk about Spirit Week. We'll also talk about our Fall Leadership Conference coming up. And then the second half of the podcast, we will interview Jacob Partlow, who is participating in the DECA Idea Challenge. Currently, it is DECA Spirit Week at Triad, and each day there's a theme.
So yesterday was Marketing Monday. Today is Trade Tuesday. Tomorrow will be Blue Shirt Wednesday for DECA. Thursday will be College Gear for the college you want to go to. And Friday will be Fancy Friday. So that's like business attire and all that jazz. So Brian, we got the DECA Idea Challenge going on. What do you think about that?
The DECA Idea Challenge, so we were given an item. This year it was shoelaces. And with these shoelaces, they take the item and they design some kind of product that would be for an entrepreneurship, like a business. And
So they try and like sell it?
yeah, so they would try and sell it they would advertise it like they were going to sell it.
Okay.
So last year, for example, I participated in this and I did a glove holder. And we had paper clips and we had to design the product with the involved paper clips somehow. Then the year before that, we made a baseball type thing where it involved rubber bands.
So they're going to be sending these videos to me. What should I really expect? Like,
You should expect like a commercial. This is basically what they're sending you. It's nothing too crazy. They just need to make a commercial showing off their product, what it does, and why it's useful and why somebody would want to buy it, basically.
would there be a chance that somehow I'd get some really, really stupid ideas like paperclip necklaces or something?
I mean, that's what we had last year. And some people
Oh
don't
my
take
gosh. I'm deleting those videos if I see them.
some people don't take DECA as serious as like I do. I really have fun with DECA.
Yeah.
They just aren't as interested as some. I mean, that goes with everything though.
Yeah. Yep.
So with DECA, our chapter coming up, we have a fall leadership conference, which I will not be participating in because I'm going to nationals.
Mhm.
But we have people for first years is what Mr. Martin is really wanting to go into it. So Andrew, from the IA conference, what do you think? How do you think you'll be prepared for this fall leadership conference? And what can you kind of expect from it based on your impressions from the IA conference? While we're talking about it, you might as well share your feelings on how you like the IA
Okay.
conference and just for your first year, kind of explain how you like it.
So I was paired up with the one and only Colton Williams. I thought we made a really good pair, actually. We knew each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we kind of just applied that towards the situations they threw at us. So, I don't know. I wouldn't want to say we bullcrapped it, but it was both our first time going through with it. And we were competing against some really, really like high-end like competition versus Marysville. I think Marysville was the first place, and
In
Urbana was the second place in our group. And Mr. Martin said he had the two girls from Marysville, and he told us to watch out for them because they were really good. But Colton and I were stubborn, and we were like, oh, we're putting them in the dirt. So we just went in there, and I mean, we gave it our all. I think it was a really good experience because we went in there, both of us didn't really know what we're doing, and we just kind of went with the flow. I guess bullcrapped it, but our results were really good. Like I think we sold our judges pretty well. I'm not sure the scores exactly, but we weren't too far off from first and second place. So we got third place, and we didn't really get a medal. But I think that first time experience, we did really, really well.
So how do you feel this has prepared you for not just the fall leadership conference, but what really matters the most, which is districts, so you can go to nationals and really compete there. Fall leadership is another practice round, but it's good, to be prepared for the practice round.
Yeah. Well, now I really know what I was getting into. I didn't really understand the whole the role. And I mean, we did like practice role plays in class, but it didn't really prepare me for like being until I was in that moment, if that makes sense. Like practice versus actually playing. But now I got that playing experience. It's like I'm more than ready, I think. So
I remember when I did my first role play, it was a real rough because we literally had no clue what we was doing, and we broke character mid presentation,
yeah,
and it was a great learning experience because at the IA conference, me and my partner Madison Hannah, we got second place, which was great for us considering last year we got dead last. So that concludes this half of the podcast. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back. Right now, it's currently just ate lunch. We'll be back after school to interview Jacob Partlow about his DECA Idea challenge for his first year.
we'd like to give a special thanks to Champaign Realty.
Champaign Realty is a family-owned real estate broker for over 50 years. They service the immediate area as well as Champaign, Union, and Logan counties. You can contact them at 937-747-2234.
And we're back. This time we got our boy Jacob Partlow, the one and only.
All right, so what do you think about the DECA Idea challenge?
The DECA Idea Challenge, well, it's a very interesting concept. A lot more difficult than I would have expected it to be. Like, I have no idea what to make out of a shoelace. Right now, we're stuck between creating a shoelace out of survival materials and making a water filter with a shoelace.
Yeah. I mean, what can you really do with a shoelace besides tie shoes?
Yeah. But and exactly, like, that's where it gets difficult, where you have to really think about it, and it's not just something that you can just sit down and be like, I'm gonna make a shoelace into a necklace. Like,
so how are you being graded on this? Do you know, like creativity versus or?
No, genuinely, I don't really know, but I think in general he does it based off of like if you put the work in, and it's okay, and the reason behind creativity is just not allowing basic stuff like a necklace.
Yep.
But
we talked about that.
Do you care about like sharing what you guys are wanting to do?
I'm fine with it because I think I'm gonna make it right after this. So.
Okay. What are you guys making?
I'm pretty sure we're gonna do the water filter because it will probably be a bit more effective just to get the materials for my house and make it.
So what else do you need for it?
Mostly just some activated charcoal, maybe some sand, and like a bottle of some sort.
What's the charcoal for? Does it filter out big things?
The charcoal is actually for the small things. The shoelace itself will function for larger things and to actually absorb a lot of the things that are bad for you.
What do you like and what do you dislike about this challenge?
I like how it forces you to be creative and actually think about something that you wouldn't think about day to day, like the use of a common object. What I don't like is probably just like self-inflicted. It's just the communication between me and my teammates.
Yeah,
like it seems like it's just not very strong. I think that's a necessity for this project.
So as this includes just DECA in general, if you weren't a senior, would you want to do DECA again next year?
Oh yeah, like I think I should have joined DECA like as soon as I possibly could, like freshman year, because like just the opportunities it gives you.
I mean, I'm in the same boat too. Like I don't know. I had a busy schedule since freshman year, and I just finally gave DECA the DECA class a shot, and I don't know. I knew how cool it was as a sophomore just because all my friends were in it and they just told me how what they're doing. I just wish there was some way to get into it, or if I knew there was some way to get into it if I wasn't taking a business class. It was definitely it would have piqued my interest. I would have jumped right into it. So.
Like last year with Eli Carson doing really good with the business simulation.
Yeah, accounting.
Like I was looking at that.
That was awesome.
And I was like, could I do that this year? And he said, yeah, I just had to come in here, and I just never did. And like it's a self-inflicted thing. I wish I would have, especially with how good me and Brian did this year.
Yep.
But just self-inflicted. I wish I would have joined sooner.
So how do you see that these skills from these Entrepreneurship Week and DECA can help you with your future?
With the entrepreneurship week specifically, I think that this close deadline mixed in with having to create something and, well, first of all, think of something is really important, as it pushes you to really figure something out as fast as possible and make a somewhat reasonable product within that time. And now we're dealing with just a week. And in real life, it will most likely, most of the time, be a longer time period. But oftentimes in real life, you do push it to that last moment with procrastination. And I feel like this is a good example as to why not to do that. And I think it develops that, like, don't wait until the last minute to do stuff.
So is there anything else that you want to say about Entrepreneurship Week, or Andrew too, either of you guys? Not just the idea challenge, but Entrepreneurship Week in general.
For me, I think it's just up to the students to actually like build the hype, like the DECA students. We gotta make sure to broadcast to the rest of the student body how much DECA means to us, I guess. So.
And I think that pressure on us is very important because it forces us to really accept if we really want to be part of it or not. And if you don't, then you're sort of just in the background.
That is straight factuals, bro. I completely agree.
Yeah, and like honestly, that's all I really have to say. Like,
all right,
it's up to us to lead it, and if we don't, then it's whatever. Honestly.
Thanks for coming out. I appreciate you staying after school.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Thanks, Jacob. We'll be back later on this week. Thank you for listening.